Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RemovableSanity, and today I'm reviewing Warhammer 40K Speed Freaks on the Series X, developed by Cage Element and published by Wired Publication. So what is Warhammer 40K Speed Freaks? Warhammer 40K Speed Freaks is a high-octane combat racing set within the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The premise is to drive buggies, tanks, helicopters whilst mastering advanced movement and explosive weaponry online or against bots. Unlock gear, customise your ride and use the Creation Workshop to create your own maps. The game boasts 400 plus available game assets to create your own custom races, various orc accessories and paint jobs for your war-torn wagons, different vehicle classes and 2 game modes and cross-platform cross-play support. First up is accessibility. With regards to accessibility, the developers have provided a nice selection of options such as motion blur, saturation level, aim assist, HUD opacity and zoom aiming speed. Button remapping is also present. Sound options are also well done with a variety of mute options. In all, whilst not the fullest collection of options available, this will help a lot of those suffering from hearing, motor or visual issues. Next up, gameplay. There are many Warhammer 40k games out in the world, spanning very different genres from RPGs, shooters, RPSs and board games. The new genre being taken on is now racing, something which you wouldn't normally associate with Warhammer, but does originate from the tabletop game Gork. From the outset, this came across similar to that of Vigilante 8, for those of you who know who played it, and being a fan of both, this piqued my interest in the game. So, without further ado, is this the new hitter for Warhammer, or something that may drive you round the bend? Let's find out. Now, one of my favourite racing games is Grip Combat Racing, so I was equally surprised and happy that the developer for that was also doing this game. They have a history of supporting gamers and their games long after launch, which is good to keep in mind further into this review. Now, the game is a team-based racing game that offers 2 modes, Death Rally and Kill Convoy. Death Rally is 2 teams of 8 players racing to an on-site checkmark within a large semi-open arena, with the winner and subsequent players getting points depending on position. Once there, a race through a small circuit is started, which, passing through various checkpoints, provides your team points. During and after completion of this race, your aim is to fight the opposite team as much as possible to slow them down or destroy them in a bid for your team to cross the finishing line first. A nice touch here is once you have completed the circuit, you can really become a hindrance to your opposition team without the worry of hitting checkpoints. Once that race is ended, you then race the next checkmark and do the same thing about 2 more times before a final sprint to the finish. It's all about gaining more points than the other team, so teamwork is key, as if you don't, it won't matter if you finish first, you can still lose on points if the other team has delayed more of your team than you them. Next is Kill Convoy. Again, this is all about points in a semi-open arena, but with the strict target of both teams trying to slow down the opposing Stomper, a huge, slow, trundling orc titan, from reaching the finishing line first. How do you do that? Well, bombs appear in the arena, and it's up to you and your team to grab said bomb and dash it to the opposing Stomper, slowing it down and earning your team points. Easier said than done, as not only will the opposing team be a target to you, but so will the Stomper, that if you are in the open too long will obliterate you. This by far was one of my favourite modes, as you often found yourself having to tactically avoid certain vehicles depending on yours, whilst outmanoeuvring the devastating weapons of the Orc Titan. To make this even more fun, I'd like the ability to allow one player to operate the Stomper's weapons independently, as this would really ramp up that tension. However, these modes are nothing if there aren't good vehicles to match. Thankfully, there is a plethora of car classes, each one with strengths and weaknesses that all plays differently. There are 4 unlocked from the start, with 4 more waiting. All vary from buggies, tanks, helicopters and trucks to ensure enough variation to keep you entertained. Each vehicle comes with 2 standard maneuvers, drifting and boosting, both which are critical to get you in and out of fights with your enemies and linked to your left bumper and left trigger. Boosting is the flame on the lower right that regenerates when not in use, and if timed right can seriously affect your ability to regain ground if needed. The Y button has 2 variations depending on your vehicles. The fast ones is a super short dash that can be used in any direction. On the more tanky vehicles, this is a quick repair, perfect for counter damage when enemies gang up. The right trigger, right bumper and X buttons are your specialised vehicle weapons that will be a combination of short, long or intermittent damage dealers. Your right trigger is your go-to constant attack with no cooldowns, whilst the other 2 are often areas of effect or long distant attacks. Now playing through each of the warpaths, I really was enjoying fighting against the bots in offline mode, though if I thought it was getting a bit too easy, the game allows me to tweak the AI in terms of their difficulty. Online functionality is also well done, and from the start you can access cross-play with various other platforms. With regarding the stability of online play, there was very little disconnections or slowdown. Up next is graphics. Visually, I have to say it looks superb in the terms of detail regarding the world building and the vehicles they inhabit. When I said this has a Vigilante 8/Mad Max style vibe to it, driving in the more desert looking arenas, you'd be hard pushed not to think of Mad Max driving around in them. Colour palettes are also not all subtle tones of grey and brown, but vary depending on locations. Now there currently is only about 8 locations on offer, and hopefully this can be expanded as this does seem a little low, but may be intentional due to creation mode. What is good though is that the ones on offer are outstanding in their layered design, with hills, ramps and cover, all designed perfectly to showcase the orc world. These are not static worlds either. In one world an overhead warbird bombs the ground, and if you are unlucky enough to get hit by it, will throw you off course. As mentioned, the game does have its own creation mode, which you can then upload and download the created maps, and subsequently use them in your own collection of game setups. There is an impressive 400 plus available game assets to place, adjust, move and tweak to your heart's content. The only issue I did have with this though is the button inputs for turning, tweaking and placement is not really intuitive. Once you get how to place the items it's okay, but it feels a bit like walking through quicksand in its delivery. What is truly excellent though is the sheer amount of customization on offer. This is due to the daily challenges and 4 warpaths that all unlock XP, colour options, new vehicles and even alternative fire modes. You can really amend everything that regards your vehicle and even how the orcs appear and move at the reward ceremony. In terms of destruction, the game's physics also look great as you plough through scrap, debris and barrels all littered about to slow you down. Vehicles, when damaged enough, explode into pieces in a nice satisfying look that brings a smile to your face. Lighting is also great in its ability to showcase off the landscape littered with furnace fires and floodlights. The game's UI is clean in its undertaking and produces clear information regarding your vehicles and others' stats. Overall frame rate and stability were smooth and crisp in all of my gameplay, and even with the destruction aplenty, I did not see any drops. Finally, its sound. The game has some voice acting, mostly relating to the orcs that pilot your vehicles. You will often have a character scream random phrases during the battles to encourage you all. The game's overall music is all heavy rock and metallical clashing sounds that are reminiscent of an industrial age. Combat sounds are equally well done to ensure the weaponry sounds are punchy and brutal in their delivery. Explosions and destruction sounds are also great and complement the industrial sounds with equal measure. My recommendation here would be a good quality headset, as this is where the sounds really pop as you destroy your foes. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now, I rate games in order of avoid, on sale, great purchase, and must own. My rating for Warhammer 40,000 Speed Freaks is a great purchase. Even only playing against bots, I had a superb time alongside them trying to gain more customization items and kill the other team. The developers have really hit that Mad Max styled car fighting, but within the Warhammer 40k universe, and is superb for the price on offer. The game is currently priced on Xbox at £15.74, or approximately $20, and depending on your skill and patience would give you about 35 plus hours to try and get all the unlockables. But with creation mode thrown in to create your own races and download others, is likely more than double that in terms of replayability. Multiplayer and single player provides some great combat racing that actually rewards you for the time you put into the game. Because of this, you are forever jumping back in for another match to achieve more on the warpaths. As the orcs say, smash 'em up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I do hope you like this review, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe if you so wish. And if you would like to put some notes or even just a comment in the comment section, I do like reading them. Anyway, have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all again soon.